was anything but.
Thanks a big tier 2, Jake Bab. Thank you for that.
He was charged with making terrorist threats, assault with a deadly weapon, and obstructing peace officers after a domestic disturbance escalated into a 2-day police standoff.
Jesus.
Mr. Edwards, this is the
Thanks to Prime Superior and Bloosh. And the resub Gopher.
Do you consent to have an arraignment by video conference?
Sir, is this an Maritime Admiralty Law courtroom that we're processing me through?
No, it's not.
He almost got that whole sentence out.
Edwards considers himself a sovereign citizen.
He tried to use that Reddit line, but couldn't quite get it.
Under common law as established by the Founding Fathers. Maritime Admiralty law that he's referencing is the law of the sea and
There's a Prime
international
Cooper.
commerce, a body of law that sovereign citizens believe to be the foundation of the country's modern legal system, which they reject.
This is not a Maritime Admiralty Law courtroom. I believe so.
No.
Absolutely, it is. All courtrooms in this country are Maritime Admiralty Law courtrooms that process people, aren't they?
Oh, checkmate.
No, sir.
That's
You just
false
got
information.
outjudged.
Either way, this courtroom is trying to process me as state property. You see this fictitious name statement? Asher Edwards, spelled in all capital letters? This is not my name.
My name is Zodius
Edwards is referring
Bloomberg.
to another sovereign belief that beginning at birth, one is issued a government identity, meaning one's name is spelled in all capital letters, such as on a birth certificate or social security card, and that doesn't represent one's true or free self.
This name was issued
Yeah,
to
maybe
me
Pickle.
without my consent, and you cannot legally process
I didn't consent to my name.
this without this.
And
name.
I didn't consent to be
That's
short,
issued
so I
without
want
my
to sue
consent.
somebody.
My name is spelled Asher Edwards, first capital, all lowercase. Edwards, first capital, all lowercase. And this is the birth name given to me by my parents, protected by the Constitution of the United States.
What is he still?
Even as Edwards grows louder and more animated,
What the fuck is he
judge
trying to even
appears
do? This isn't
take it
getting
all in
anywhere.
stride and even allows the defendant to finish his rant.
Thanks, Risa
Therefore,
Bar
it is
None.
illegal for you to process me through this courtroom, so you guys have to figure out something else to do with it.
Okay, we'll just throw you in jail.
But this
We'll just
judge is
skip
all
the courtroom.
business,
Fuck it.
So figuring out something else to do with Edwards is not in his plans.
Court will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Will show time is not waived. We'll set this matter for pre-preliminary hearing within the statutory period.
And I'm about to
Maybe
say the gun-
can
so I
check
had a
that heart.
gun. I've never had a gun.
As Edwards continues his rant about the alleged gun, the judge reaches for his own weapon of choice.
I thought he was gonna bring out a gun.
They're lying.
Oof.
Do not speak while I am speaking, sir.
Edwards continues to plead his case, but to no avail.
Court will set bail in the amount of $72,500. Next matter.
You almost got him though, Asher. You were sounding very smart.
Edwards would later be found guilty of all the charges and sentenced to 1 year in prison.
Thanks, Resub. Piss
Next, we go to a
and
bond hearing
Neil.
in Broward County. Judge John Hurley presiding. The defendant is David Hall, a sovereign citizen who
Thanks,
basically believes that
resub,
certain
Dimmy.
laws don't apply to him.
Think we've seen this one.
Mr. Hall has declined the services of the public defender, Your Honor.
Hall is here for driving under the influence and driving with a suspended license.
I'll let it ride just for people that haven't seen it though. Fuck it.
Good morning, Judge.
As soon as the
Thanks,
judge
Prime
attempts
Ulti.
to read the charges, Hall begins interrupting.
Sir, I haven't said for the court how I'm appearing today,
Well,
sir.
I'm not asking you yet. Just give me a moment, all right?
I'm appearing as a 14-year-old girl trapped in the body of a 9,000-year-old meth addict.
Charges of driving with a
Kind of like a
suspended
reversal
license.
ollie.
But that's not going to stop him from trying to make his case.
Sir, today I'm appearing as the agent and settler for David Hall.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's so cute.
Okay, could you get Mr. Hall for me then, sir?
He's not here.
I go by that name, sir.
He's in another
My name
dimension.
Sounds exactly like the defendant's, and I'm here to settle that matter today.
So are you and David Hall one and the same person?
I'm not a person, I'm an individual. David Hall is a person, I am a private individual.
Hall's legalese is
Hey, 37
unconventional,
chick.
to say the least.
I just want to say real quick, hats off to whoever started the sovereign citizen movement. You're a fucking genius. I think it was a 4chan thing. They crushed it. They have an entire massive group of people that truly believe sovereign citizenship is a real thing, and it is always so fucking enjoyable. So, big kudos.
But the judge allows him to continue.
May I say
Yeah, I've
for
seen
the
this one,
record,
but
sir,
I'll let it ride because I know
I'm
there's
here
people here that
today
haven't.
As the settler agent, not the person, but the individual. And I don't think I should have. You understand the
So you're
difference
the
between a
settler,
person and an
you're the
individual.
agent, and you're the individual, but you're not the person. Is that correct?
Correct.
Got it.
Correct.
I'm going to write that down.
Judge Hurley is unfazed by Hall's attempt at a Jedi mind trick and
Thanks to Risa
begins
Bird Lady
to turn the
and
tables.
Toasty and Chick Parm.
Here's what we're going to do. The settler, the agent, the individual, and maybe even the person, David Hall, has been charged with DUI. So today, the court's going to set the settler, the agent, the individual's bond, and even the person's bond today at $10,000 because the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person
Got his whole
continues to
family
drive
tree,
driver's
unfortunately.
license.
Hall's new bond is $10,000.
Blasted.
But because this charge is a violation of his original bond, all versions of David Hall must remain in jail unless he can come up with the cash.
Both cases will cause the
I can get some
settler,
tofu,
the agent, the
bloosh,
individual,
and the
and even
resub
the
no
person,
sleep.
David Hall, not to be able to be released from the Broward County Jail until further notice of the court. So,
May I post bond, sir?
Now it's Judge Hurley's turn to have some fun.
well,
Is there any other-
are you
may-
asking me as the settler, the agent, the individual, or are you asking me as the person?
Yeah, who's coming out right now? It's like
Asking
split.
As the individual appearing before you today, the
Wait, who are you
opportunity.
speaking on behalf of right now?
Sir, I don't understand that question. I believe that you're trying to confuse me now. I'm not the person, sir.
Okay, when
I am
you
not
see the
the
person,
person.
David Hall, tell him he's not leaving jail either, all right? Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Come on.
Down the middle.
Bye, Mr. Hall.
Next, we're at the Cheshire County Courthouse in Keene, New Hampshire.
So
Court is
cute.
currently in recess.
I love that shit.
But there is trouble brewing in the gallery.
Your choice is take the hat off or step outside.
Thanks, Risa Beast.
The judge asked this man, Bo Davis, to remove his hat or leave.
Thanks,
Otherwise,
you.
he could be charged with contempt of court. But Davis refuses.
So I have force threatened upon me if I were to wear a hat.
We're not forcing.
Davis and some
He'll
others
die
say
for his
they're
right to wear a hat.
associated with a New Hampshire-based anti-government movement. They're here to support a fellow member who's the defendant in a, quote, right to travel case that's in recess. These so-called sovereign citizens claim to be pushing back against what they consider overreach in the criminal justice system.
This guy's hands are huge. He makes this phone look kind of small. Or maybe it's just like the quality, but this looks like it's more of like an ice cream sandwich that he's holding and not a phone. He's got some big fucking hands. Or maybe it's like forearm relative to phone that's warping my perspective. I'm not sure.
Sovereign citizens claim to be pushing back against what they consider overreach in the criminal justice system. And they're not afraid to get vocal about it.
I think you misunderstood. It's the judge's authority when he comes back. If at that point he says he's in contempt, then you have the authority.
Would not have been an issue had you. Your choice is take the hat off. I'm trying to be as nice as I can. I can't. You're making threats.
After more back and forth with Davis and relentless
Thanks to
commentary
resub,
from others
Rolf.
in the gallery,
Tier 3 resub, thank you.
the bailiff is finally done discussing the matter.
Stand up, please. Sir, treat others as you would. Come on, please. I'm being nice.
Well, I'm not going to assist in my own arrest.
I don't want. You should take your hands off that man.
Please stand up.
But at least he got to
Second
keep the
comes to
cool
help
hat.
escort Davis out. But again, he refuses to stand.
I'm not going to assist in my own arrest.
I'm not asking you to assist him.
Well, pick him up like a little baby boy.
Instead of dragging Davis
And
out,
let him suckle on your
the
tits.
bailiffs use a wheelchair.
He might be hungry.
Just leave people alone now.
As Davis is wheeled out, the group continues to insult the bailiffs.
Ever considered like a real job, one where you don't use violence against people?
Despite their protests, the court has authority to make rules about conduct in the courtroom. So a short time later, the judge returned to the courtroom and sentenced Bo Davis to 5 days in jail for contempt of court.
But at least he got to keep the hat. Fuck yeah.
Picture I got a haircut.
Good one. I'm glad you can make jokes.
Thanks to
Meet
Bits
the man
Toad.
in the fur cap, 21-year-old Robert Peterson. He's the person filming this footage he enters the Kootenai County Courthouse in Idaho.
That has to go through the X-ray machine if you want to come in this building.
Peterson is a hearing for a minor traffic infraction, riding his bicycle at night without a light. But from the moment he steps inside the door, it's clear this won't be a typical security check.
Oh.
I'd just like to know where your warrant is.
I don't need
It's clearly posted on the entry of the building.
What? Clearly posted that I have to forfeit my right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure? Yeah, every person is. I'm not a person. I'm a man.
Yeah,
And more
a big
specifically,
man.
a free man.
Strong
Peterson
man.
considers himself a sovereign citizen.
I'm not
Love
subject
it.
to your jurisdiction, and the court has already confirmed that. I'm here for one purpose. All right.
You can submit.
He's a rare Pokemon. He's not like the other girls.
I mean,
He's
I'll
quirky.
do that, but you will be charged a bill.
Charged a bill? Rather than escalating the situation, one of the bailiffs decides to play along.
You will be served a bill.
Thanks to Resub Phoenix and the bits Phaedra.
I didn't come here to raise a ruckus.
After clearing security, Peterson finds a seat at the rear of the courtroom and continues filming.
So there are no cameras in the court.
Excuse me?
There are no cameras in the courtroom.
Yeah, there is.
No, you have to put that away.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Under what authority?
You have to have a court order from a judge before you can have a camera in the courtroom.
Okay, well, I'm gonna capture
No, you can't.
this on video.
Turn it off.
It's the both.
Well, that was a good argument he made, though.
You have to turn it off.
No, thank you.
He politely
Enter
declined.
bailiff
So
number 2.
Shut the camera off now.
No, thank you. I do not consent to you touching me or seizing my property, so you need to
Shut
back
the
up.
camera off now.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yes, you
I'm holding you accountable because you're about to overstep your bounds.
The bailiffs then decide to clear the courtroom and question Peterson directly.
challenge him to gladiatorial combat.
Your first and last name?
It is your right as a U.S. citizen. Trial by combat.
What's your first name?
I don't have a first name either. I've got a name. My name is Robert. You can call me Robert.
As you can see, this bailiff keeps his sense of humor about the situation.
Thanks to the bits
What are
again,
you?
Phaedra.
I'm a man.
You're human?
I'm a man, yes.
Can I see your Idaho state license?
No, I don't have one.
You don't have one?
My person does, but I don't.
With the situation seemingly diffused,
Come on in, folks.
the bailiffs usher everyone back into the courtroom.
Makes Resub relish.
Except for one person.
Okay,
Excuse me.
Camera.
Excuse me. You're blocking my freedom of movement.
I am.
All right. Well, P. Barnes, you just admitted to me that you're violating my rights.
No, I'm not. You can't come in with the camera.
Well, you're violating my rights. And this is also freedom of the press.
From behind.
Communism!
Also freedom of the
It's
press.
communism! Ah!
But it doesn't apply to me. Why are you worried about cameras? Because you want to do something wrong? Because you want to do something wrong? Because if it's against the rules, that means it's because somebody intends
Freedom
on
is
wronging somebody
dead!
because
Ah!
they're afraid of being held accountable. P. Barnes.
It's a nice speech, but you're still not coming in.
Oh my god!
Please step aside. I'm going in.
No, I'm not going in.
Don't touch me.
Try and stop him. This guy's
But the
built like a
record shows
fucking
that you
train.
battered me,
Step back.
and you're using.
That had to be the most satisfying taser deployment of that guy's whole
After
life.
Peterson refuses to step back, Chief Bailiff Pete Barnes fires his taser.
And you're using. Stop, please. I'm not doing anything wrong. Hey.
Thank you, Tier 1 Sloppy McFloppy and the resub Whom and Nihilus.
Put the cuffs on him.
Put the cuffs on.
And Bits Royal.
The answer to that question? Peterson's charged with 3 counts of battery and 1 count of contempt of court. He would later enter an Alford plea, meaning he didn't admit to committing a crime, but acknowledged there was likely enough evidence to convict him. Jail time was waived as part of the plea deal, and he was ordered to pay a fine for his original charge of riding a bike at night without a light.
What a cool guy.
Now to Louisville, Kentucky, and the Jefferson County District Court. An arraignment hearing is underway for 18-year-old Keisha Johnson, who's charged with possession of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, and tampering with physical evidence.
Come on up here, ma'am.
I would like to stand here.
When called upon,
Man, the
Johnson
camera
decides
quality
to
on this one is
address the
rough.
judge, Sean Delahanty,
Holy
from
shit.
the back of the court.
No, you stand at this podium. I get,
Come on, you have to come up here. We can't record your back. You guys operating under?
the laws of the state of Kentucky.
Oh, yes. As in, like, amateur law, common
come up here and stand at this podium. I have to get you on the record so that people...
Well, even if she did, we wouldn't be able to see her. The camera quality's negative 160p. It should be illegal to have cameras of this shit quality.
Johnson's refusing to cooperate because she's part of a sovereign citizens movement, which rejects institutions and believe they aren't bound by the country's laws.
Well, Mr. Johnson, I really don't want to create some big scene.
Thanks to resub Zilly and King.
I don't want to lock you up, but I may very well have to. I need for you to come up here and stand at this podium. No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Who do people learn this shit from? Don't mean to blue ball you, but I am a huge fan of sovereign citizenship. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it actually started on 4chan and got big on Reddit for a little while. I remember back in, I think it was like 2012, there was a lot of posts about like, if you get pulled over by a cop, use these phrases. I am not traveling, I'm on, what was it? I'm not driving, I'm traveling. I am a vessel. I'm not a person, I'm an individual, and shit like that. And it blew up on Reddit. It was used in like legal advice subreddits. It was used in like just general life advice, like life hacks and shit. It was huge. And people truly bought into it. So now you see the results of years of them convincing themselves it's a real thing. It's fucking incredible. I love it.
Come up here and stand at this podium.
As the bizarre scene plays out, there's another disruption in the back of the courtroom when a bailiff tells 36-year-old Jenna Vondran to stop.
No, 4chan took it to Reddit as like a troll, and Reddit believed it. That's what I'm saying. 4chan put it there to make people do this as a joke. That's what I'm saying. You're misunderstanding.
All right. Chris? Chris? Go ahead and lock her up. Go ahead and take her into custody.
Watch as the judge looks down and presses his panic button to summon additional deputies to the courtroom.
Let me through some sauce.
You sit over there, nothing wrong.
You have no right. No right for that.
Yeah, I'm not finished with her yet. All right.
After a quick reset, the original defendant, Keisha Johnson, finally comes forward to the podium.
You're charged with possession of marijuana, tampering with physical evidence, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
I don't understand any of that.
All right. Well, you're charged with illegally possessing marijuana. You are...
Jesus Christ.
Back with Johnson, deputies in the hallway are still trying to get control of Vondran, the woman with the cell phone.
I don't understand any of those charges.
Well, there's not a whole lot more. There's not a whole lot more I can do to try to explain to you.
When trying to play clueless doesn't work, Johnson goes back.
It started in 1970? What?
You guys prove jurisdiction. Prove jurisdiction because I come in under common law. Prove your jurisdiction that you have jurisdiction over me. Prove jurisdiction. A court cannot proceed until you guys prove jurisdiction. Show me your jurisdiction. Show me your law.
All right. All of our laws are codified in the Kentucky Revised Statute.
Show me jurisdiction. Show me the law.
Hey, here you go.
Okay, that doesn't prove that you have jurisdiction.
Okay, so what else? And now there's a simple way from.
Show me your jurisdiction badge.
And now there's a simple way from.
Show me your jurisdiction badge, like the FBI badge.
Go ahead and take you into custody.
Under what charges?
Under
what charges?
You are disrupting my court. All right, we're going to pass her case to tomorrow.
You guys are being mistreated and it's wrong. Under common law, under the United States Constitution. And if they keep doing this, then let us...
Keisha Johnson's arrested and charged with contempt of court. Fast forward to the next day, and she's about to face a new judge.
Keisha Johnson, 56.
Yeah, agreed,
This time
Rotok, it's
Johnson's
crazy.
represented by an attorney.
I don't know how familiar you are with this, but
Thanks
this
for resub, Big Red.
Podium flipper.
Okay.
I've heard a little bit about it from
Okay.
yesterday. All right, so this is Miss Johnson. We'll note that she's in custody today. She's brought over and present.
And she'd like to make a statement to the court.
I had time to think about it, and I believe and I've learned that I need to represent myself in a respectable manner while in front of the judge.
Okay, so obviously that behavior will not be tolerated. That's why
Oftentimes, I feel like courtrooms are just literal middle school again.
Contempt of court and is released from jail after serving 1 day.
Well, like,
Her
this
original
happens in
charges,
so many of
2 were
these.
dropped, but she's found guilty of possession of marijuana and fined $185. As for Jenna Vondran, who was arrested after filming in the courtroom,
All right. Go ahead and lock her up.
Also, this is kind of cute. This apparently happened in Kentucky, and this guy quite literally looks like Colonel Sanders. I wouldn't be surprised if he is inhabiting this guy as a vessel. This is an actual sovereign citizen, and his soul has been hijacked by Colonel Sanders.
Lock her up.
she's found guilty of disorderly conduct and serves 1 day in jail.
Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam.
That was good.
Subscribe.
Most of those were new. We only saw one of those before. But all of them were good. Nice. Any other Court Cam, or was that the only new one? Is it the cop that sings?